Hello beautiful beings, I'm Taryn Nightingale and I help people awaken to their true selves through practical tips, real life experience and unconditional love. So you clicked on this video because you want to know what are the 21 verified signs and symptoms of a spiritual awakening. So let's get right into it. And if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit the notification button. You know why. Before I get into the signs and symptoms, there are 3 things I need to tell you. First things first, we all have different alarm clocks, and your awakening is like an alarm clock that's waking you up to your spiritual self and your spiritual journey. So some of us prefer your traditional siren alarm clock, but some of us like the little chiming bells in the background. And then some of us have something completely in between. It all depends on your unique needs as a soul and your unique needs as a person. And that brings me to my second thing. Because you're unique, your spiritual awakening and your spiritual journey is going to take its own path and its own course. That means when I talk about these signs and symptoms, you may not experience all of them, and you may not even experience them in the order. There's no particular order to these signs and symptoms. I would suggest that in order to confirm that you are having a spiritual awakening, 3 or 4 of these signs or symptoms are necessary. But remember, if your soul is telling you, hey, buddy, you're going through a spiritual awakening, you probably are. So listen to your heart, listen to your gut, trust yourself, trust your soul. And then the third thing. So some of these signs and symptoms are quite self-explanatory. So I'm going to not explain them. I'm just going to speak about them like this. And they should make perfect sense to you. Number 1 is a biggie, and it's a very common sign of an awakening. And that's a major life event that triggers an external and eventual internal evaluation. So what that means is you could lose your job, you could have a near-death experience, you could go through a divorce, a big relationship could break up, someone you love very much could leave your life, whether they leave you just because they leave you or whether they pass away. You could have an illness, there's so many things that could happen. You could have a drug addiction, you could hit rock bottom somehow. But this external event is an external event which is going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and it's definitely going to wake you up. And it may often, and it does often, come with fear, because fear is what we needed in our primitive times to survive. So when you start feeling fear, it shakes you up, it wakes you up to your world. Consequently, that leads us to number 2, which is you start questioning your beliefs. And these beliefs first start with the world, so the external reality. You start questioning how you thought about how society functions, how work functions. You start questioning common concepts like work, like marriage, like friendship. You start questioning your beliefs about your parents. You start questioning what they taught you. And then this external questioning of the outside world eventually becomes an internal questioning, where you start questioning your beliefs, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your relationships with other people, and what you started accepting as true in your life. Number 3 is an up-leveling or heightened intuition. So you could start having premonitions about things. You start getting really good hunches. You start having the sense of just knowing what's going to happen and not being able to explain why. 4, your dreams become a lot more vivid. You remember them way better than you did before. They just have so much more color, and there's more symbolism to your dreams, and there's more meaning in it. You could even be dreaming dreams that you dreamt when you were a child, or you start dreaming about places that feel really familiar, but you don't have any recollection of ever being there. 5, you start seeing signs, symbolism, and deeper meaning in things. This could even be that you start seeing patterns everywhere. You start seeing the same sort of cycles play out in your reality. Maybe you're more interested in angel numbers. Maybe there's a bird that's always outside your window at a particular time. Maybe you're waking up at a particular time of the morning every day. 6, you're hyper aware of people's vibe or the energy that they give off. And in some cases, you may even start realizing that, hey, you're feeling what they feel and their energy. 7, there's a major feeling of instability, insecurity, or fear. Look, a spiritual awakening is no simple thing. Your whole world is changing. Your beliefs are changing. Your whole idea of how you function, of how the world functions, is changing. So that can cause a lot of anxiety because it's the unknown and you're questioning systems and structures that you've maybe found security and stability in for years and years and years. Remember, this is normal, so remember to breathe when this happens. And remember to be kind and gentle to yourself and find support. There's a phrase that they like to use when people feel this, that you're a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. But at the same time, you are also a human, so don't forget to take care of your human at the same time. This brings me to number 8. There's a feeling that things will never be the same again. 9, your feelings and preferences towards what you eat and drink changes. So this could be that maybe you were a meat eater and now you're like, oh, I don't want to eat meat anymore. Or actually maybe you were a vegetarian all your life or vegan and now you decide, hey, I kind of want some meat. Or maybe you ate really healthy and now you're craving junk food. Or you can't stand junk food all of a sudden, or you're craving a particular food, whether it's healthy, whether it's unhealthy. Maybe you don't want to drink alcohol anymore, or maybe you're finding that you actually want to binge drink. Now this differs from person to person because some people want to resist their spiritual awakening, so that could be that they turn to substances, whether that's food, alcohol, drink, to suppress it or to try and change it or to try and fix it. Don't judge it. Just take it for what it is. 10, you have a heightened desire to be more selfish, to be more inward focused. Maybe you want to isolate yourself and just be in your house or your apartment or your room, just all by yourself. 11, you consequently could also want to really help a whole bunch of people and start changing the world. This usually, I've noticed with my family and friends and clients and people that I've worked with, this usually happens later on in your spiritual awakening, but it could also be that it happens early on. And if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit the notification button. You know why. 12, it's a fun one. You have an increased desire to be more creative. You feel these surges of inspiration. For me, I actually wrote a book when my spiritual awakening started really appearing like full force in my life. Some of you may want to start writing poetry or start painting more or just trying a new skill, whatever works for you. 13, you could start experiencing the world as though it's a dream. It doesn't feel real. This was something that happened to me. I woke up one day and for a week afterwards, I really felt like I was living in a dream. I couldn't see the world like I'd seen it before. I was just like, I am in a dream. I am in a dream. Tell me in the comments below if you're experiencing this. I'd love to know. 14, odd body pains, inexplicable sicknesses, or weird sensations in your body. So you could really start getting like really bad headaches on a particular side of your head, or you get back pain, or you get some odd pain that you haven't had in years, or your crown chakra starts vibrating, or your base chakra starts vibrating, or you're just feeling like really nauseated all the time. All of these could be signs that you're having a spiritual awakening. Number 15, extreme changes in your energy levels. You could be feeling exhausted all the time and you just want to be in bed and you don't know why. Conversely, you could have like huge surges in energy and you don't want to sleep. Or you could have high energy and then low energy, and then high energy again and then low energy again. 16, an increased interest in either the esoteric, the spiritual, the occult, or any sort of fringe material. And this could be as simple or as innocent as astrology and numerology, or as weird as maybe witchcraft or aliens, whatever, conspiracy theories. And this doesn't mean that that's going to be where you end up or that that's your only interest. It really depends on what's going to work for your human, your ego, and your soul. So you may be interested in astrology first because that starts like putting you on a specific path, and maybe you end up like being a huge conspiracy theorist, or it could even be the opposite. 17, the desire to change your appearance. Maybe you want to get a funky new hairstyle. Maybe you want to start wearing a whole bunch of colors or crystals, or you actually like, I don't care how I look at all. Maybe you start wanting to wear a lot of makeup or none at all. Up to you. 18, now you're suddenly having mystical experiences. So you're starting to see things, hear things, having like sensations in your body, or you have an increase in this happening. 19, you have a strong desire to heal any unhealed trauma or issues. Or you could have unhealed trauma and issues and pain showing up in your reality like they've never ever done before, to the point where you're actually like, what is going on here? And this is usually because these are types of energies or belief systems, limiting beliefs, limiting patterns that are keeping you from expanding and changing, which is what happens when you have a spiritual awakening. 20, you have a strong desire to be more authentic. You want to be your true self. You want to be your authentic expression. And you may have this feeling that you've just been living this false life, this false sense of identity. And our final one, number 21, beautiful beings, is very, very common. And this one is definitely going to happen to you if you're having a spiritual awakening, is an increase in your awareness. And your awareness to everything. Everything that's got to do with yourself and everything that's got to do with the world. So that could just be your senses. Maybe food tastes different, things smell different, music is different, how people appear to you is different. What you read, you're a lot more aware of what it is that you read. You're a lot more aware of what it is that you hear, how you're just experiencing things. Now this can be pleasant or unpleasant. Either way, an increase in awareness is something to look out for. So beautiful beings, that wraps up our 21 verified signs and symptoms of a spiritual awakening. Please let me know if one of these, 5 of these, 6 of these, 10 of these, all of these resonated with you, and which ones you've been experiencing. Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't already, hit the like button, put on the notification, and subscribed. Welcome, join. There are going to be a lot more authentic videos. We're going to be talking about how you go down your awakening. What's the best path for you? How do you awaken to your true self? I'll be sharing a lot more practical advice, tips, and things from my life experience. And we'll be practicing a lot of unconditional love, because that's what's going to get you through this. And you are love. That's what the universe is made of. So beautiful beings, I am looking forward to seeing you in the next video, and as always, I wish you love. Bye beautiful beings.